We're live. What's going on here? We've got a broadcast on some crazy double standards when it comes to men and women and how they're handled in the world today. Um, welcome back to another episode of the Cold Hard Truth here in Bomber Command. I'm your host, Richard Cooper. We're about to drop some cold hard truth bombs here, folks. Let's hop straight into this. I was forwarded a couple of pieces this week, which I found interesting. There was two that I didn't share on social media, and another batch that did get shared. So I want to hit the pieces first that came in the other day, because there's a distinct difference between the way men and women are handled when it comes to law. So let's throw this on the screen here so you guys can see it. If you guys are just rolling into the broadcast, I'm going a little bit early just so I can get this done. Hopefully we can do it in about 10 minutes. Do me a favor, smash the like button. And if you're newer to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell. It helps me out a ton, and it makes sure that when I do these broadcasts, you guys can hop in live too. You get notified. So here we have a piece where an Iowa man was sentenced to 16 years in prison for setting a LGBTQ flag on fire. This is the guy over here. Let's close that. 16 years in prison when he set a flag on fire in June. 30-year-old dude found guilty of a hate crime, which is a Class D felony. Don't know what that is. But he stole a pride banner hanging on a church and burned it outside. So, oh, there it is, I guess. And dude got 16 years for burning a flag. Now, as far as I'm aware, it's not an official flag, so it seems like a little bit of a harsh sentence. But the same publication, again, USA Today, dude that sent me this also sent me this piece over here. And the title of this one is Indiana Woman Sentenced to 4 years in Prison for School Bus Stop Crash That Killed 3 Children. So let's just contrast that. This woman who's a bus driver kills 3 kids in 2018 because she can't drive. And seriously injured a 4th, was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Shepard, let's see what the sentence is, 25, who faced up to 21 and a half years. So the sentence, I guess the state was going for 21 and a half years, was ordered to serve 3 years on house. So 3 out of the 4 years, or sorry, yeah, it's a 4-year sentence. So 3 out of the 4 years, she's at home, probably with an ankle bracelet or something, but she's on house arrest and suspended with probation. So looks like 1 year in jail, 3 years at home, and license is suspended for 10 years. So this girl, Alvia, a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old twin half brother, Xavier and Mason, are no longer walking this earth, and she gets 3 years at home and 1 in jail. Dude burns a flag, and he's in jail for 16 years. Now, I don't know about you guys. Again, they're not the same crimes. They're not even remotely related, but I just wanted to establish and distinguish between how men are handled when it comes to legal matters and the way that women are handled when it comes to legal matters. If you haven't read The Myth of Male Power by Dr. Warren Farrell, great book. I believe it's linked in my Amazon store below. So if you go to the top pinned comment, there's an Amazon store, and it's sorted by stuff like self-care and nutrients. And there's also a book section. In the book section, I've got Dr. Warren Farrell's The Myth of Male Power. I'd recommend reading it if you haven't. The audiobook is my favorite because he actually does this in interview style, and he breaks down in different categories and distinguishes the differences between the way that men and women are handled. And it was a really interesting listen because this guy was a prior feminist. He was a male feminist, promoted, female agenda and that for a long, long time. And after a while, he started to notice discrepancies. And one of the things he noticed was in legal matters, women get far easier sentences than what men do. You guys can decide. You leave a comment, let me know if you think that 16 years is suitable for burning a non-official flag. I'm not American. As far as I know, the American flag is stars and stripes. So there you have it, guys. You burn a flag, you're going to jail for a long, long time in Iowa. But if you're a bus driver with the care of children in, your capacity, if you kill 3 kids and injure a 4th, you sit at home for 3 years with an ankle bracelet, and you spend a year in jail. So that's what you get. Anyway, you guys can look up these if you want to dig in them a little further. Now, the other one that I wanted to hop into, yeah, somebody just said in the comments there, if it was a man that killed 3 children, he'd be in jail for life. He'd probably get the death sentence, depending on the state that it's in. But yeah, that's an interesting point there, my friend. Let's hop over to the other piece that I wanted to dive in as well. So there's this reporter here. You guys probably heard about this. It was kind of all over the media this week. And it looks like she was doing a gig here at a marathon. You can see everybody kind of running in. They're all trying to get into the camera. They got their hands up, they're waving. Some of them are kind of grazing by her. Now watch this guy. Smacks her on the bum as he's running by. So dude is running. Hang on, we'll just back it up a little bit. Dude is running by, this guy in the blue. He's running by, gives her a smack, keeps running. Now, this was, I think this was taken out of proportion. I don't agree with what he did, obviously. But to me, it comes off as more playful. From what I understand, the guy was a coach, so he's probably used to smacking, people on the bum for, doing something or just being in the right place at the right time. But hey, maybe that's just me. But a lot of people lost their mind over it. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about right now. So that's not the one I wanted to do. This is the second one I want to show you. The first one is this one. So what I want to distinguish here, so I posted this to Facebook on the Public Entrepreneurs and Cars page. It's not my private community. This is the public page, so you can just go to Facebook. It's just that there if you want to see that. But look at the comments if you go to this. I'm not going to read through all the comments because there's 2,300 of them and over 684 shares. And normally if I make a post on Facebook, like here's one from the last video, it usually reaches most of my audience. There's about 8,000 people on that page. So it got like 5,500 people reached with 920 engagement, 20 comments, 5 shares. That's standard reach. Now this one over here must have got picked up by some harpies, maybe a male feminist shared it, white knight, toxic feminist, I don't know, but they lost their ever loving mind over this. And I wasn't endorsing it and I wasn't discouraging it. All I was doing was holding up a mirror to some facts that I noticed and shared it. And people got pissed, man. You can read the comments. I'm not going to read them. I think if I started to read them on the screen, I'd probably get the video deleted. It's just the things that people say when the outrage mob comes for even the slightest thing, they lose their ever loving mind. And I'm going to show you well, let me show you the post first. So all the post said is, remember the reporter that got her bum smacked by a marathon runner. So there's a picture. It came from a tweet. What did this guy say to us? Jason said, it took less than 48 hours to arrest a marathon runner for a spank on the tush, but the world's still waiting for any repercussions for pushing a blind man off a train for no apparent reason. I'm not sure what that story is. The question that I would ask, essentially is, there we go. I mean, they can't find Epstein's killer, but they found this guy like right away. Anyway, so that's the post that they sent me. So she got her bum smacked by a marathon runner. This is a picture here they also sent me as well. The cat, what does this say? You objectified and degraded me, also her. This is a picture from her Instagram, which I am told is now private. But this is what she's holding out to the public. We got a little Jesus statue over here that's watching her doing the thoughterry. But, people lost their mind. People lost their absolute shit. 166,000 people reached. Again, this page only has 8,000 following it roughly. But because of the outrage mob and because they shared it, and here's the shares over here. We'll just drop into this and see what people are saying. Straight white man passing shame. Let's see. Brittany Way says, okay, but neither one of these pictures gave man permission. Anyway, you can take a look at all the shares. Of course, they start coming at you with disparaging comments. You're bald, you're ugly. How we look is not an invitation to touch us. Go F yourself. This lady lost her mind. What is she? Oh, here we go. Anyway, you gotta expect these things from the outrage mob. So that's the flip side of the coin. Again, I don't endorse, touching women without their consent. Everything should be consensual when it comes to this. But the flip side of the coin is this other post over here. And somebody sent me the second one, which is from a concert here's it over here. So I don't know who this lady is. But obviously in a position of authority, got to put it up on the screen for you. Obviously in a position of authority, let's hit play. There we go. She's walking around in the audience grabbing dudes in the pants. I don't know who she is. Somebody let me know in the comments if you recognize her, but she's just walking around grabbing all these guys, telling this guy to lean back so I can grab it. She's grabbing it a second time. She's making disparaging comments about the size. I'm not going to play it. You guys can go and have a listen to it on the page. Going back again for a fourth time. Oh, no, fifth time. Everybody's laughing. And just going over to the next guy, grabbing that one. No, there's no consent. I mean, he's just kind of sitting there and clapping his hands. I don't know if this is a concert or if it's a, I don't know, religious ceremony. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, but everybody's watching this, and she's going around grabbing everybody for, look at this, look at this, look at this. And where's the outrage mob on this post? Did it arrive? Only 196 people were reached. 166,000 people on this one were reached when I didn't even endorse or condone neither. All I did was I held up a mirror and just reflected some facts back, and people lost, not people, white knights, toxic feminists, let's just, you know, point to them in that sense. They lost their ever loving mind. In this sense over here, lady in a place of authority, in front of cameras, in front of a ton of people in an audience, walks around grabbing people, making disparaging comments about grabbing their junk, and there's no outrage mob for this one. There is an insane level of double standards that exists in the world today, gentlemen. It's just there, and I don't want to beat this, you know, with a stick until it dies and we can bury it under 6 feet, because it's never going to happen. But again, this is the cold hard truth. This is Bomber Command coming at you with some cold hard truth bombs. Somebody says it looks like a church thing. It does, doesn't it? So it's difficult to comprehend exactly what's going on there. I'll throw it back up on the screen so you guys can keep watching it. But it's really difficult for me to get my head around it. You know, lady here kills kids, prison for 4 years, 3 of them under house arrest. Dude burns a flag, he gets 16 years in jail. You point to some facts about her public behavior versus the outcry over here, and people lose their shit. You can go read the comments. I can't read them because they're too disparaging. But, you know, they put up stuff like this, you know, here comes the outrage, Rob. This is not consent. It's not consent, but this is not what I'm talking about with this over here. This is two totally different things, but this is marketing. There's some marketing going on here. There's something being sold, man. That is the world we live in today, gentlemen. Govern yourself accordingly. Be exceptionally careful. Couple updates. In the pinned top comment, my book will be released early next year. It's just in the final stages and going for edit soon. Giving away a free chapter called 19 Red Flags You Need to Pay Attention to in Women. It is not a PUA book. It is not a dating book. It is a book that you'll be able to give your sons. It is a book that men that have been lied to their entire life about the way the world works should read. It talks about creation of wealth, the reality of the world we live in, and the truth about women, and a whole bunch of other things. So grab that chapter on the 19 red flags you should pay attention to. I think it's a good introduction to what's coming forth with that book. You'll also get on the list to get notified when it's available. It'll be available on Audible. I intend to print it and have it on Kindle. It'll be first released on Kindle. The Audible portion will be coming later, and print will probably be just slightly before Audible, but I intend to release it around the world. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up and a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any live broadcasts. There is no Before the Train Wreck until the 6th of January. And make sure you hit notification because you're not going to want to miss this one. Sean and I have Dr. Robert Glover lined up for that. And he has a new book out, so that'll be an interesting one. We'll be taking some calls on that live broadcast. Thanks for watching today's quick update on the cold hard truth about the world gentlemen live in today. We'll see you guys later. Hope you have an amazing Christmas. Peace.